Okay, I'm going to make a short introduction to you for this class, Speech 128. I'm going to show you Canvas, and so that by the end of this video, you should have a good idea of how to navigate through Canvas and be able to get through this course. So when you first open up the course, this is what you're going to see. And this is the starting page. And just a couple things on the starting page is you'll notice that there's a little to-do section on the right-hand side. This kind of shows you things that are coming up, right? That can be kind of useful. Another thing that's useful is sometimes to check into your account. And one thing that's really super useful is to go to the notifications. Now with notifications, you can actually set it up so that when I post something new, like an announcement, you can get a message right onto your phone if you set your phone up with this. It's very useful. It's a good way to stay in touch with the class. If you're not used to going into Canvas every day, if something changes, you can get an alert like that. You don't want to set it up so that you get alerted to every single little thing that happens necessarily. It can be overwhelming a little bit, but that's really useful. All right, the most important thing are what we call the modules. Right here, you'll see the modules. The modules are the way the whole course is organized. And the modules are like the chapters in a book, right? And you just want to go through them really, for the most part, in order. And you'll see that as you go along, this is how I've organized it. I have an introduction section, and this has things like the syllabus, welcome letter, meet your professor, that's me. Each one of these is a link, and it will have something in it for you to either read or to do. So you should essentially plan on opening up each one of these and checking out what's there. At the very end, you'll see, wow, there's two things that have a date by them. One is the orientation quiz, and this is super quick and easy. I made it really easy on purpose. It's just a quick little thing just to make sure you've read some of these materials up here. It's not going to be hard, you'll see, trust me on that. There's also what we call the meet and greet discussion, right? Now, if you're not used to discussions, this is takes a little bit of getting used to. The idea is you click on it and you're going to go in here and you are going to introduce yourself to the class. And this isn't meant to be a really easy, safe way to do this. I say easy, but I know it's always hard for a lot of people to videotape themselves. People feel kind of nervous about that, but I want to make this as simple for you as possible. The idea simply is this. There's 5 questions here, and you're going to answer any 3 of them. Don't answer all 5. Just pick 3 that you think you'd like to answer. And what you're going to do is you're just going to think about it for a minute, and then you're going to record yourself here. I'll show you how to do that. And then you're going to post, your video is going to get posted to the discussion board, right? But there's 2 parts to this. One is posting your video, which is due January 24th, right? Just a couple days. Then you have another date, which is to respond to at least 3 of your fellow students' videos. So you respond to them and you say something, giving them some support, feedback, acknowledgement, shout out, whatever you want. And so your grade is dependent on not only posting, but also responding to 3 others who have also posted, okay? Now, let me show you how you do this. You just click on reply, and you'll see this window opens up. Now, you can, of course, type things here, but for this, I'd like you to really do this as a video. And the thing you have to click on is this little button here. It says record upload media. When you put your mouse over it, it'll say what it does. It looks like a little play button with a musical note. Now when you click on that, you're going to see, oh, okay, upload record media. Well, I click on that. Now you can always upload something if you prefer to make the video on your phone or something. You can upload it from here, drag the file right into here, but you can also just record directly. So make sure you're allowing it to do so, and then you just click start recording, and then you speak and answer your 3 questions, right? And that's really all you have to do. And then you'll see that you could just click it and it will post right there. And then you'll see the other people's posts. Right now there's nothing here because it's fresh. No one's posted to this yet, it's brand new. But then you'll be able to reply to the others. So that's how you do the discussion. And you'll see that when you look through the modules, you'll see there are a couple other discussion type question things that will be coming up. And so now you know how to do it if you didn't already. All right, so the first module is called Introduction to the Class. The second one is about the course. And again, there are links here. Each one has some information for you. There is a speech coming up, which I created just like a discussion. So it's the same thing. When you give this particular speech, the war story speech, you will post it just like you did in the last one. And this, by the way, is a time when you got into, you're going to talk about a time when you got into some sort of situation, like a jam or something of difficulty, and what happened, and basically what you learned from the experience, what we call the moral of the story. What did you learn? Now, I happen to have quite a few videos over the years. I've made videos of my students as they've done this particular speech. I have 120 of them here. Now, what I recommend is just watch a few, like look through here and you can see these videos. Just watch a few, look for one that you think looks interesting and play it, and you'll get an idea of what other students have done, right, for this particular assignment. Now, this is linked here. This examples of war stories are right here. And then when you're ready to do your war story, which is due January 26th, you simply are going to click on it, and then you're going to treat it the same way we did the last assignment, where you click reply, tell your story, and then there you go, right? And then, of course, you'll be responding to at least 3 other speeches of other students. All right, coming back to the modules, you'll see we're progressing right along here, right? Now, the next module is called the skill package. Now, this is the biggest part of the class, and it's a project where you are going to choose a skill that you would like to get better at, an interpersonal communication skill that you would like to improve. And there's a list that you're going to see here, a list of skills, about 40 different skills. You get to pick the one that you want to get better at. It should be one that you personally feel like, yeah, I'd like to get better at that. And then you're going to choose that skill, and then you're going to do a series of 8 activities that are all about that one particular skill. You won't ever have to choose a different skill. You just choose one at the beginning, and then you're going to work your way with 8 activities that approach building up that skill from 8 different perspectives or techniques. Now, there's a whole video here on how to do the skill package, so I won't go into that now. You can see that in the other video. But notice that it starts on January 27th. The first one is due, the first activity. And then the last activity is March 13th, which is right before the course ends. So this package is going to be something you're going to be working on week to week as you go through the entire course, okay? We found that people can improve skills if they have at least 6 weeks or so to be able to improve them bit by bit. This isn't the kind of thing you do on a weekend, right, overnight. It's something to change a skill in your life, you usually have to work on it over a period of time. And so that's the way this is designed. So the skill package starts at the beginning and goes through to the end of the course. But the course is still going on. There are still lots of other things happening in the class. And they are built up into chapters. So we've got chapter 1, chapter 2, and so forth. And I won't go into too much detail here except to show you that on many of the chapters, I've recorded audio versions of the chapter. So you have the choice of reading it or listening to an audio version of the actual chapter. And then when you get through to the end of the second chapter, there's nothing you have to do in the first yet. But there's a couple of assignments here at the end of the second chapter. One is what we call the stop and think. Now you'll notice that what this is as you're going through the course, you'll see at times we'll break and we'll say, okay, stop and think, and then we'll list a few questions, okay, designed to get you to think about what you've been reading. And the idea is that you're going to pick one that you think you'd like to write about, and then you're going to do that and turn it in. So you'll see here, you can open up the stop and think assignment, and when you're ready, you find one you want to write about, you click start assignment. Now, one very important thing is that whatever you turn in, and this is true for everything you turn in this class, everything you write and turn in has to be a minimum of 250 words. This is very, very important. If you send less than that, I'll send it back to you generally. You have to make sure you write 250 words or more. The idea is that that's a full page double spaced. So plan on when you do these assignments, you're going to have to spend a little time on each one so that you actually write a full page for each one. So let's say I've done this. I've found my stop and think, start assignment, and then what you're going to do is you'll take it, maybe you've saved it on your computer, hopefully, and then you're just going to upload it and submit it, and then there you go. Okay, so that's a stop and think. And you will see here that there is also going to be a short little quiz coming up here at the end of chapter 2. Actually, it's the quiz on chapters 1 and 2 together. And this is a short quiz that you will see. And each chapter is going to be built in a similar way, right? Chapter 3, you've got your information. You've got to stop and think. You've got like a quiz, and there you go. Chapter 4, basically the same thing. Most of them are almost the same as you go through all the chapters until you get to the last chapter, chapter 7, communication in difficult situations. You'll see there's some things to read. And then here we have, I just call it a reflection assignment. There isn't a quiz. It's a reflection assignment. It's a writing assignment that you'll do based on the readings in the chapter, okay? And then we get to the final, which is the last part of the course. And you'll see here I have two things. One is final speech examples. These are videos that we made over the years of students actually giving their final presentation in the class where they talk about what they got out of the skill package. That's what the final is. It's talking about your skill package and sharing whatever you feel comfortable sharing about what you learned from the package. And there's about 78 videos here. Again, you don't have to watch them all, just maybe watch a few just to kind of get an idea of how people are approaching this particular assignment, okay? And then when you're ready, right, this is the very last thing at the end of the course, you're ready to do your final speech. Again, it's set up just like another discussion question where you're going to click reply, and then you're going to give your speech to the computer or upload it from wherever you recorded it. And then that is basically the end, right? That's the end. You will notice at the very bottom there are a couple of extra credit opportunities that you can do, right? And those are worth doing as well just to get some extra points. A couple other last minute things to look at here is that in your left side here you'll see that grades, this is an important link to click on. This will show you what grades you've got so far as you turn things in. I try to get things graded within a week at the most of your turning it in, and you'll be able to see. And you can also find out if I submitted something back to you because there was something wrong, you'll see, oh wait, it wasn't graded. And you'll also be able to see feedback from me, and that will show up, right? When you're at your home page here, you'll see notes from me in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. There aren't any in my example right here because it's a shell that's just started here, but you'll see notes. So you want to pay particular attention to your grades to see if there's anything that maybe you overlooked and that I didn't grade it because it was missing something, so that you can stay on top of that. Last piece of advice is when you're doing your modules, just keep in mind the dates, because all the actual assignments have dates. And as you do your skill package, you'll see the dates for each activity. But don't forget that you've got due dates here in the different chapters, and they're going to mesh along with your skill package. So you're doing the skill package and the chapters at the same time. Just stay on top of your dates. And you can also, of course, reach out to me. I have office hours Wednesdays and Thursdays at 5, and I'll stay on as long as people need. Generally, if no one shows up, say between 5 and 5:30, I might not stay on if there's no one coming to visit during the office hour. But I will stay as long as you need to on those 2 evenings. And of course, you can also reach out to me if those times aren't good, 5 o'clock Wednesday and Thursday. Just reach out to me. You'll see I've got all my information here, my phone number, email, and so forth. I can set up a private Zoom session to go over any problems you're having or to help you with the course. So anyway, wishing you luck. Reach out to me if you have any questions, and hopefully I'll see you at some point in one of the office hours. Thanks a lot.